You fixed the leaking pipe before your wife even noticed it. You fixed the neighbor's truck on a Saturday morning because he mentioned it twice. You fixed the budget, the schedule, the plan nobody else could figure out. You fix everything. Every single thing that comes within range. And somewhere in the last 20 years, quietly, without announcement, you stopped being something that got fixed. You became the fixer. And nobody fixes the fixer. That's the deal nobody signs, but everyone keeps. The day you put on that uniform, the mission became everything, and you became optional maintenance. I'm Robert, retired soldier, and today I want to get into the one thing Gen X soldiers are trained to ignore most: themselves. In 2019, University of Rochester researchers studied 4,800 men. Veterans scored highest in problem-solving by significant margin. Then they asked how frequently these same men applied those skills to their own psychological well-being. The answer was so low researchers thought the data was incorrect. They ran it again. Same result. The men most capable of solving complex problems, least likely to apply that capability to themselves. Not because they couldn't, because the mission briefing never included them as a priority target. He will fix everything in the world around him. The one thing he will not fix is himself. Childhood version: don't complain, handle it, figure it out, nobody's coming, drive on. Army version: mission first, men second, self last. Two systems, both agreed on the same thing. Your needs come after everyone else's. Always. You came home from school to an empty house. Something was broken, not a metaphor, actually broken. And you fixed it, not because someone asked, because it needed fixing and you were there. Outward, always outward. Inward was a direction nobody ever gave them orders to move. A 2003 University of Michigan study tracked latchkey kids from 1975 through 1995. Found extraordinarily high external orientation. Inward wasn't trained. Inward wasn't rewarded. Inward was where you went when the mission was done. And for a Gen X soldier, the mission was never done. Dr. Ronald Levan at University of Akron studied normative male alexithymia for 3 decades. Alexithymia: difficulty identifying your own emotional states. Normative: statistically normal in men. Military veterans scored significantly higher on alexithymia scales than the general male population. Not because they felt less, because they were trained to route emotional awareness directly into action. Feel something, convert it into problem solving. Fix something. Every time. Automatically. In 2021, Dr. Matthew Friedman at the National Center for PTSD confirmed veterans highest in external problem-solving scored lowest in self-directed maintenance. The men most trained to maintain their equipment, least trained to maintain themselves. There's a toolbox in your garage, organized, labeled, maintained, ready. Every tool exactly where it needs to be. That toolbox has never been neglected. Not once. Now think about when you last applied that standard to yourself. Not your body. The part underneath. The part running the whole operation from a room nobody ever inspects. When did that last get serviced? The constant fixer. He is never still. If he is still, something is wrong. His garage is perfect. His yard is maintained. His neighbor's fence got fixed last weekend. He keeps moving because stopping means sitting with something he hasn't figured out how to fix yet. Something without a wrench size. Something without a parts list. Something without a clear diagnostic procedure. The invisible carrier. He looks fine, from the outside, completely fine. He has not said the actual thing in approximately 6 to 12 years. He can describe everything wrong with every system around him. He cannot describe what's happening inside. Not because he's hiding it, because the wiring that runs in that direction was rerouted a very long time ago. He carries it, invisibly, competently, completely alone, and has for longer than anyone around him knows. The controlled detonator: fine, 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 and then one Tuesday, something small happens. He responds at a level that doesn't match the trigger, Not because he lost control. Capacity ran out. He's not angry about the dish. He's carrying 20 years of unfixed interior maintenance that finally exceeded capacity. Which one are you? The constant fixer, the invisible carrier, or the controlled detonator? Drop it below. It's not the obvious stuff, not trauma, not anger. It's the maintenance debt. Every system past its maintenance schedule runs differently. Not failed, just costing the operator more every single day. More energy required for the same output. That's what deferred maintenance feels like from the inside. Equipment past its maintenance schedule required more from the operator to produce the same result. The man absorbing that cost is doing it the same way he's absorbed every other cost, quietly, completely, alone. In the field, nobody running past maintenance schedule was called operational. That standard applied to everything, except him. So here's the question I want you to actually sit with. Not answer. Just hold it. You have spent your entire life applying extraordinary capability to every problem that came within range. What would happen if you aimed that same capability, that same diagnostic precision, at yourself? The same refusal to leave a problem half-fixed, aimed inward, for the first time? What would you find? Dr. Glenn Good at University of Florida studied veterans who applied their own problem-solving to their own interior. Veterans who applied their analytical capability to their own interior showed recovery rates exceeding every other group studied. Because the same mind that runs a complex field operation in a hostile environment, aimed inward, is extraordinarily effective. The problem was never the capability, the problem was the aim. 40 years aiming outward. 1 degree of adjustment. You don't need new equipment. You need to aim what you already have at the one target you've been walking past for 40 years. When men with high alexithymia were given frameworks, not therapy, frameworks, their outcomes exceeded every comparison group. Science finally caught up to what the field already knew. You were never the problem. You were the most capable asset in every room you ever entered. The maintenance schedule just never included you. About 4 years after I retired, my wife said something I wasn't expecting. You fix everything in this house. You fix everything for everyone. When are you going to fix what's happening inside you? I told her I was fine. Automatic response. 20 years of practice. The word leaving my mouth before the question finished. She said, I know you're fine. Fine isn't the same as fixed. I sat with that for 3 weeks before I admitted she was right. I had a soldier running on 30% capacity, and I was pretending the readout said 100. Fine isn't the same as fixed. For words. 3 weeks to admit they were right. Drive on. Step 1. Run a diagnostic. Not on your body. Not on your finances. On your interior. One question. What am I carrying right now that I haven't put on the maintenance schedule? Write the first 3 things that come up. Don't analyze them yet. You can't fix what's not on the board. You would not leave a piece of equipment running at 60% and call it operational. Apply that same standard to yourself. If a soldier under your command was running at the level you're currently running at, what would you do? Do that. For yourself. Step 2. Tell one person the actual thing. Not fine. Not the managed version. The actual thing. Call that one man from your unit. The one who tells you the truth without making it dramatic. Tell him one thing that's actually true about how you're doing, because the maintenance schedule requires it. Step 3. Pick one thing from the list, just one, and give it the same attention you'd give a broken engine. Not fixed overnight. Not fixed in a week. Maintained. The way everything worth keeping gets maintained. You have been the most capable man in every room you entered for 40 years. That didn't change today. What changed today is that the maintenance schedule now includes one more item. The most important one. If this hits somewhere real, which man were you? Constant fixer, invisible carrier, or controlled detonator? Drop it below. And share this with one man who fixes everything around him, but hasn't touched the one thing that actually needs it. He won't ask for this, but he needs it. The uniform came off. The maintenance schedule didn't come with it.